All right, so are you ready? Yeah? Are you refreshed now? Okay, fantastic. So thanks so much for coming back. So let's try to understand some of the ground rules and then we will move on to the actual agenda so that you have to listen to understand. Okay, that's step one. Listen to understand. Okay? Understand to remember. Step one, listen to understand. Step two, understand to remember. Remember to follow. Are you ready? You have to follow three things. Listen to understand. Understand to remember. Remember to follow. Follow means to take action every single day. Okay? Now, the ground rule is very simple. I know you don't have mobile phones with you. But yes, you need to listen carefully, understand, and in case if you don't understand, if you get stuck anywhere, you have to ask. Ask, question, ask, doubt, and clarify. Okay? Are you with me? Good. Now, whatever techniques I am going to share today with you, class 9th and 10th students, whatever techniques I am going to share with you, please make sure you apply those techniques only in those subjects where you can apply it, but not in mathematics. Okay? You can apply those techniques to remember information, retain information, recall information. But please make sure these memory techniques should not be applied in mathematics because mathematics is standard. It's standard formula. You need to understand the formula, apply the formula to get the result. Mathematics is the easiest subject. Mathematics is the easiest subject and you can score out of out in mathematics once you know how to apply the formula. The thing is, you need to remember the formula, then start applying the formula to get the correct result. Okay, that's one. Then like I said, please don't apply these memory techniques in the mathematics. Now, finally, I want you to participate and participate. How can you participate? Let's collaborate together today. Okay, I'm going to help you with a lot of things, help you understand so many things today. Listen to me carefully, understand, and try to connect the dots. Try to understand things practically. Okay, I am not here to share theory. There is no theory here. Whatever I am going to share with you today, it's going to be practical things and you just have to apply in your studies, apply in your life to become the best version of yourself. Are you ready? Yes, sir. Yes? Can I get some noise? Make some noise. Are you ready? Yes, sir. Awesome. So let's move on. Now tell me, let's make it interactive session because I don't want to keep talking. Right? It will be boring. So I want to also understand from you, also learn from you at the same time. Okay? So now tell me, what is memory?
What do we do in story?
Okay? What is memory according to you? What is your basic understanding about memory?
Knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Store something where?
In mind.
Okay. What is memory? Pilot. What is memory?
Memory is a place we can store a lot of things.
Okay, memory is a space where he can store a lot of things. Okay, and that thing is nothing but information.
Thinking.
Okay, thoughts, thinking. Okay, what is memory? He is absolutely right. Okay, so now, do you know what is the capacity of memory? Do you have mobile phones at home? And what is the capacity of memory of your mobile phone? 128 GB, 64 GB, 120, 256 GB, okay, 1 TB. See, you know that, right? Because you are surrounded with technology. We are living in the age of technology, right? Okay. Now, do you know the memory capacity of a human being? We all are human beings, right? Do you know what is your memory capacity? Any guesses? Any idea? You said 1 TB of the drive, right? The memory card. Just give me think, randomly give some answers. What could be the human capacity, memory capacity? 100 GB? 1000 GB? 5000 GB? Okay. He's saying infinite. Okay. What else here? Give me number.
More than 1 TB.
1 TB? Okay. What else? You will be surprised to know. 2.5? What is that? You saw that, right? Very smart. This is terabyte, right? You know terabyte. The next level is petabyte. Okay. What is next? Petabyte. The 2.5 petabytes of data. It means if you convert in GB, 2.5 petabytes in GB. So what is the memory of your mobile phone? 128 GB, 512 GB, right? And so on, right? If you convert 2.5 petabytes of data is what a human can store in his memory, in his brain. You know what is the calculation? If you convert 2.5 petabytes of information or data to GB, it's 25 lakh GB. How many lakhs? 25 lakhs GB data is what you can store in your memory. You know what is Wikipedia? Do you know Wikipedia? You know Wikipedia, right? And you know Google. You know what is the amount of information stored on Google? It's like ocean. It's like ocean, big ocean of information. 5 Wikipedias can be stored in our memory. 5 Wikipedias. Entire world's information is stored in Wikipedia. And you know, 5 times of Wikipedia's information can be stored in our memory. And if we convert, you know, books, and the amount of the number of books we can store on Wikipedia in our memory is like crores of books. How many books? Crores of books. And how many books are you studying? 6, 7, 8, 10 books in a year. And what is our memory capacity? It can store crores of books. Crores of books. You know what is the real potential you have in terms of your memory? You just can't imagine. Whatever information, you know, there is no limit. Just keep on adding, storing information in your memory. That's the true beauty of human memory. There is no limit. 25 lakh GB is like, wow man, it's like you need hundreds, thousands of years to utilize that memory. And how many years do you live? 70, 80, 100 years. And if someone is lucky, maybe 100 years, 100 score. Right? If someone is even more lucky, maybe 110 years, 120 years. That's it. And thousands of years are required to utilize or store so much of information in your memory. Okay? That's the power of your memory. Now, you know Albert Einstein, right? Albert Einstein, genius of geniuses, right? You know what he said? Imagination is more powerful than knowledge. What did he say? Imagination is more powerful than knowledge. Because with imagination we can create our universe. With your imagination, you can create your own universe. Whatever you want to bring in. But with knowledge, knowledge is powerful only when it is used. Knowledge is powerful only when it is applied. Knowledge is useless if it's not used. That's the reality of knowledge. Okay? You are coming to the institution every single day. Why are you coming? To educate yourself. You're coming here to study. Right? What is the meaning of study? You have been studying for so many years. More than 10 years. You have been studying, right? Now tell me the real meaning of study. What is the meaning of read? Read. You read, right? So what is the outcome of reading? What do you get if you read? You get information. If you read, you get information. You get to know things. If you study, you know what you will get? You'll get knowledge. Why? Because there is a difference between reading and studying. If you read, you get information. If you study, study means reading with comprehension. Reading with understanding is study. The moment you understand things, that becomes knowledge. Okay? And now you did mention about learning, right? Learning is totally different. Reading is different, studying is different, and learning is different. Learning is application of knowledge. What is learning? If you study, you get knowledge. If you read, you get information. If you study, you get knowledge. If you learn, you get results, outcomes in your life. Okay? So this thing is the result of learning. Someone created this laptop, right? Someone created this. Someone created this. This is the result of learning. They applied knowledge. Because of the application of knowledge, they were able to create the output, the result. If they stored knowledge and if they did nothing, that means they would have not innovated so many things in life. As simple as that. So you need to understand the difference between studies and learning. Study, what is this? What is study? Understanding information is knowledge. Okay? If you read with understanding, that is called a study. Okay? Learning, application of knowledge is learning. Okay, now let's move on. You have a brain. Do you use your brain to study or no? Do you use your brain to study? Yes or no? Yes. You understand, you are still using brain. You don't understand, you're still using your brain because you memorize. You memorize, right? You're not understanding, but still you're trying to memorize only to write an exam. You do, right? I have done that. And I'm sure you also do that. You don't understand the topic, you don't understand the concept, but still, because you know that question is going to appear in the exam, you memorize it, you keep it in mind, and then you go and then write it in exam, and then you forget it. You're using your brain, right? Okay. Now, you have to keep your brain healthy. So what do you do to keep your brain healthy? What do you do to keep your brain healthy? Do you know what you need to do to keep your brain healthy? You need to provide lots of oxygen to brain. And how can you provide maximum oxygen to brain? You can exercise. Okay? The more you exercise, your body pushes more oxygen to brain. You breathe a lot, right? Fast breathing happens when you exercise. You can meditate morning, evening. Meditate every single day. You provide more oxygen to brain, right? So, to keep your brain healthy, you can exercise a lot. 30-40 minutes every single day is more than enough. But you need to exercise. You need to meditate, right? You need to drink lots of water. Because brain consists of 80% of water. Okay, so you need to drink lots of water, at least 3 to 4 liters of water every single day. You need to drink lots of water. Then brain diet, you need to have brain foods. What are brain foods? Any guesses? Booster? That's for small little kids. Boost, Horlicks, they are only sugary items. Boosts are brain, just clear that statement. Okay? Dry fruits, there are some unique fruits such as avocados, right? Anything that looks like brain. Do you know? What is that? Walnut. Do you know walnut? Does it look like a brain? Anything that looks like a brain is actually a brain food. And you need to consume it. It doesn't mean that, you go and eat 10 walnuts, 20 walnuts, and then you fall sick. No. You need to balance your diet. Eat 4, 5 walnuts in the morning, in the evening, that's more than enough. And eat dry fruits, especially badam, almonds, right? Avocado is also very good for brain. And I think there is salmon fish. If you are non-vegetarian, then you can eat salmon fish, which is good for brain because it creates or has some kind of fatty acids which is beneficial for the brain. Egg is also good for brain, but make sure egg is the natural one. Okay, because nowadays a lot of not healthy eggs are also being produced, so please be careful whenever you consume food. Okay, that's very, very important. And go for some green leaf vegetables. Green leaf vegetable, that's very, very important, and that's going to help you boost your brain energy. No, we are humans and we have qualities, right? What are human qualities? Name them. What are human qualities? What are your qualities? What are your qualities? Some examples. Give me some examples. What are your qualities? Focus. Focus is your quality. Dedication is your quality. Discipline is a quality, right? Motivation is a quality. Commitment is a quality. Hardworking is a quality. Now tell me some of the qualities. Perseverance, not giving up. Tell, what are they? Staying active is a quality. Listening is a quality. Observing is a quality. What else? What else? Caring is a quality. Sharing is a quality. Respecting is a quality. What else? Crying is a quality. Okay. Helping is a quality. Talking is also a quality. Okay.
Scary.
Okay. Scaring. Okay. Yeah. Let's talk about positive qualities. Let's not talk about negative qualities, because negative qualities are not going to help us, right? So always talk about positive things and then ultimately follow those positive qualities. And God has given by default, we have got so many qualities, right? Every individual is a genius, is a born leader, is a born genius. And some people become idiot, some people become dumb, some people become lazy, some people become useless, and some people become winners. Some people become genius, some people become intelligent, some people become successful people. Why? Because they use their qualities in a right way. And people who are failures, who are dumb, who become useless, they did not use those human qualities because they ended up using negative qualities. Now, if you want to achieve success in the future, if you want to score 95%, you want to score 100%, you want to score 97%, and so on, that means you need to utilize your qualities properly. You need to work hard. You need to study for at least 12, 13 hours, 14 hours every single day, especially class 10 students. 8 hours here, you have 24 hours, 7 hours sleep, okay, 7 hours, plenty of sleep, 7 hours, 1 hour you take for refreshment, 8 hours is gone, then school, 8 hours is gone, go back home, then 8 hours you need to have the timetable. Maybe 1 hour exercise, 30 minutes exercise morning, evening 30 minutes exercise, then maybe 1 hour you play games, you talk to parents, mingle with family. The remaining 6 hours you need to plan your studies. It's the choice is yours.
11 hours will be in school.
Yeah, fine. You plan your day accordingly. 11 hours here, then you go back, then you have 7 hours sleep, 1 hour refreshment, then 1 hour food, etc. So how many hours is gone? Still you have like 3-4 hours, right? So ultimately, utilize your time properly. Early morning, get up early. Get up early in the morning, at least 5 o'clock. Then get refreshed and then pray for 5-10 minutes and then Exercise for 20-30 minutes and then start reading one of the toughest subjects. Start revising, recalling, practicing, etc. Come to school, complete, go back in the night and then start planning your studies again for another 1 or 2 hours. Right? So you need to plan things accordingly and then you will be able to achieve 100%. No big deal. Hundreds, thousands of students have achieved 100 out of 100. And you can also do it. It's all about you utilizing your qualities properly. If you don't utilize it, then ultimately, no, it's not possible. The better you utilize your qualities, the better results you get in your life. Okay? If you study for only 4 hours a day and you end up scoring 60-70%, simple. Because if you study for 3-4 hours a day, that means you will be able to complete 60-70% of the syllabus. That's it. And what is the passing percentage? It's going to be 60-70% only, right? And if you study for 8 hours in a day, then ultimately you will be able to complete 80-90% of the syllabus. And what is the probability of scoring? It's going to be distinction. That's natural because he completed 80-90% of the syllabus. And if you study for 10 hours, 12 hours, and if you manage to study for 10, 12 hours and complete 100% syllabus, then there is a chance to score more than 95%. It's easy. It's all about you planning things. It's all about you studying. Because you are the owner of your life, right? You are the owner of your life. You have to take control of your life. If you don't take control of your life, if you don't plan things, then ultimately you will end up scoring average. Just like that. It's up to you. Plan things and start working towards it, okay? Now let's move on and now tell me the challenges of students. What are the common challenges of students? Scoring more is a challenge. Okay. What else? Sorry? What are the common challenges of students? You are not able to manage your time. Time management is a challenge. Yeah. Getting up early in the morning is a challenge, especially during the winter seasons. I can't get up at 5 o'clock. I can't get up at 7 o'clock. I want to get up at 9 o'clock. There are people like that, right? Students, they are like that, ultimately, right? What are the other challenges? You get distracted a lot because of the television or the mobile phone or, many other distractions happen. What are the other challenges? What are the common challenges? The students always ask this, why should I study? Right? Why should I study? How should I study? What should I study? Where should I study? Do you ask these questions? And has anyone answered to these questions? No? I will answer to your questions today. Now, I'll tell you some stories. Understand this. See, some of the common challenges of students. Disinterest in students, in studies. They're not interested in studies. They're forcefully studying, right? Then low self-esteem, low self-confidence. They're not confident at all because obviously they are not working towards it. They have inferiority complex. They are depressed. They are stressed, distracted, environment, some social issues. They cannot deal with other students. They have homesickness. They are shy. They like, okay, let it go. It's okay. I can manage. No, they are careless, ignorant, right? They are fear of subjects. The moment they listen to the sound of a subject, for example, mathematics, they're like, oh my God, mathematics. A lot of students are there. They don't like the word math. They're scared of mathematics. There is a strong reason why they're scared. They're fear of the teacher, right? Some students are fear of the teacher because the teacher is very strict, and they're fear of the principal. They're like, the moment the principal comes, they're like, oh man. And most importantly, they are afraid of an examination. The moment they say it's exam, they're like, they start shivering. Oh my God, exam. They study. I'm not saying they don't study. They study. They are prepared, at least 60-70%, but still they are afraid. Oh, because they are not 100% confident when it comes to exam. They need to prepare, all right? They are very nervous. They really work hard, but ultimately They work very hard to remember information. The moment they enter into the examination hall, the moment they look at the question paper, information, half of the information is gone. Does it happen? It happens with everybody. It happened with me also. Information is gone. They're struggling to write. Oh, I studied this today only, man. It's not coming. Come on. It's not. It happens. This is a common challenge. And see, some students are really lazy. They're like, forget, man. It's okay. Chalta hai. Bedappa. Nadiyate. It happens, right? Chhod ba. Kya gaya tha jata hai. Right? Ignorant, careless, as if he is the king of the, nation. No, as a king, you cannot be ignorant. You cannot be careless. As a student, you cannot be ignorant because it's your life, right? Then, a lot of students are confused. Last minute, they read this, all the subjects they study. And ultimately, in the exam, they ask one question about, let's say English. It's an English exam, and they end up writing some science ka answer. Confused. Because the question is almost similar. It happens, right? Now, to address all these challenges, there is a solution. And I'm here to provide the solution to you, okay? These are the common questions. Apart from those things, now students are like, okay, why should I study? Nobody answers to that question. Then, when should I study? What should I study? Who should I reach? Who should I connect? When should I study? How should I study? I have a solution for this. I have answers to these questions. Now, the question is, do you need answers to these questions? Yeah? Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you 2 stories to help you understand why you should study. Okay? Now listen to these 2 stories. They are real stories which already happened in the world. Okay? 2 very, very important and powerful stories because you have a lot of things to learn from these stories. Now put your spine straight. Put your spine straight. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Okay, now sit straight. Now listen to this story. I'm going to ask a very simple question. During 1940s and 1945, between 1940 and 1945, 2 major incidents happened in the world. Do you know what are those 2 major incidents? Or tell me at least one major incident that happened during 1940 and 1945. World War II. World War II. Now, during World War II, you know this guy called Hitler? Okay? Yeah? You know, he did something bad during that time, right? 10 million people's lives were destroyed by him. Okay? 10 million people, and they were Jews. Right? 10 million people's lives were destroyed by him. And they were homeless. They became homeless. The remaining Jews, hardly, people, we could have counted them on fingers. They became homeless. Then they moved out to find shelter. They found the shelter and they started learning. What did they do? They started learning. Learning. And what is learning? It starts with reading to understand, then applying knowledge. They started learning. They started so much of learning after 40-50 years. After 40-50 years, they became the world leaders. Today, they are the world leaders. They are dominating, they are controlling the financial institutions. They are controlling every institution on the planet. They are dominating super powerful countries on the planet. They are so powerful. They have the best military system. They are best in technology. They are best in medical domain. They are best in industries. They are best innovators. They are best scientists. They are best in every domain on the planet. What was the incident happened with them during 1945? 10 million people were destroyed by Hitler, right? And what did they do? They educated themselves. They learned. They started applying knowledge. And they became the innovators of the world. They became the scientists of the world. They became genius, intelligent, smart people on the planet. They became the powerful people on the planet. Okay? Now, do you know why education is important? You educate yourself to become powerful. You educate yourself to become smarter. You educate yourself to become genius. You educate yourself to become the richest person on the planet. You educate yourself to become innovator. You educate yourself to solve the problems in the society, community, nation, and the entire world. The more you educate yourself, the better you become, and the better you become, you will be able to contribute back to the society, country, the nation, and the entire world. That is what they did. That community was destroyed. They were zero in 1945. What were they? Zero. They were zero. Today, because of education, because they educated themselves, because they educated themselves, because they started applying the knowledge consistently every single day, from zero, they have become hero. Do you agree? From zero, they have become hero. That's the power of education. Education can make a zero a hero. People who ignore education, who are careless about education, they become zero in their life. Okay? You want to become smart, you want to become intelligent, you want to become genius, you want to become amazing, you want to become a successful human being on the planet, then educate yourself. The more you educate yourself, the better for you, the better for the community, the better for your family, the better for the society, the better for the nation, and better for the planet, the entire world. And remember one thing, educating yourself with right values is very important. Those people who don't educate themselves with good values, they become problem to the world. They start destroying people's lives. They start hurting other people. They start destroying the nature. They start destroying everything. They become intelligent. They become strong. They become geniuses. And if they don't have good values, they become the worst people on the planet, because they create all those evil things that destroy the humanity. They start hurting all the people, good people, that destroys the humanity. So you educate yourself with good values. Now what are those good values? What are those good values? Caring, sharing, respecting, helping, being truthful, being honest, being kind, being supportive, right? You should be the reason to bring happiness in the world. You educate in such a way that you become reason. Whatever you do becomes a reason to create happiness in the world. To create happiness in the world. To bring smile on people's face. to support the people, to help people, to contribute positively in people's lives. Now, you educate, you become master of the master in any subject. But remember, you have to be truthful, you have to be kind, you have to be respectful, you have to be caring, you have to be sharing, you have to be helpful, you have to be very supportive and support every human being on the planet and uplift humanity. If you educate that way, then no one will forget you because of all the good deeds you have done. You know Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam? There is no human who hates Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Why? Because he was a fantastic human being. He supported every human being, irrespective of caste, religion, nothing, color, nothing. He supported, he helped, he empowered, and he took care of every human being around him and in the entire world. He contributed to the nation. He represented the country at the international levels. Right? Now, don't become someone with a master degrees, intelligent genius, and then start hurting people, start hurting nature, start destroying people. No, don't do that. There are a lot of people doing right now in this world. But please be very careful. You become very good human being. You become the best human being and ultimately help, support every human being on the planet, every needy person on the planet. Okay? Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay. That's the importance of education with great values. That's why you need to study. That's why you need to educate yourself. Okay? And there are a lot of students who say, Sir, Bill Gates, Sir, Mark Zuckerberg, they did not study. Hey guys, where are you? Don't you think they studied? They are lifelong learners. Maybe they don't have a degree, but they are lifelong learners. They have educated so much, they are intelligent, genius people. Bill Gates, he studies one book every single day. One book. He's a billionaire. He studies one book every single day. And people with less knowledge, they say they did not have degree and they have, come on man. They learn, they are lifelong learners. Even today they are learning. He is crossed more than 70 years old. He is more than 70 years old. He's still learning every single day. And someone asked him a question, if you want some superpower, what would that be? He said, I want superpower to read more number of books every single day. That was his answer. Right? So educate yourself in such a way that you become a good reason to bring a smile in the society. You become a strong reason to create something that's going to benefit at a larger scale to the humanity, to the country and the entire world. Yeah? Will you do that? Awesome. Now, I'll tell you the second story, which is even more interesting, and that's also related to 1940 and 1945. Okay, you can yawn aram se, no problem. Right? So, you know, Nagasaki, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, what happened? You know what happened there? During World War II, the same thing happened, right? That city was bombed. Yeah? And people who survived in that city during that time, right? They went to the king of Japan. It's in Japan, right? So all those people, you know, who were survived out of that incident, they went to the king of Japan. And they said, King, we were superpower country. Japan then was superpower country. You know, it was a powerful country. They said, King, please, see what happened to us. We are destroyed. We are destroyed. What should we do now? See, our lives are gone. Then the king said, you follow three things. You follow three things, in the next 50 years, you will become a super powerful country again. They said, okay, what are those? Number one, educate yourself. What is number one? Then the king said, educate yourself. Number one. Number two, work hard. Number one, educate yourself. Keep learning. Number 2, work hard. Keep working very hard. Number 3, do not compromise with your culture. What are the 3 things, is it? Educate yourself, hard work. Number 3, no compromise with your culture. And those people, they educated so much, they were day and night, and they never compromised their religion, their culture. They never compromised their values. And what did King say? He said, in the next 50 years, you'll become super powerful. You know what happened? Because they educated so much, they worked really hard, and they never compromised with their culture. They were back again in 25 years as super powerful country. That's the beauty of educating yourself. That's the beauty of working very hard every single day. And that's the beauty of not compromising with your real universal values. Now, do you know why you need to study? Do you know why you need to study? That's the power of education. Education with great values is the most powerful tool we can use to change the world. What is education? Education with great values is the most powerful tool we can use to change the world. Now, will you educate yourself with great values from today? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Can you say nice?
Yes.
Yes. Awesome. Fantastic. I'm waiting some signals. Now so I have already told this, what is read, understand. Now because I'm here, I'm going to also, this is something I have already explained. I'll just tell one more incident that happened. This is right. Wealth, fame, knowledge. Wealth, fame, knowledge. Very important. Who doesn't need wealth? Everyone needs wealth in life, right? Who doesn't need fame? You want to become famous, right? Everyone wants to become famous, right? And obviously, knowledge is very important. And there was one angel who brought wealth, fame and knowledge to one of the messengers in the past. Okay, and messenger, he said, I want knowledge, you can take wealth and fame and go. And the angel was surprised. He was like, oh my God, what is happening? I can't believe it. I thought you will choose wealth and fame and be happy. And I'm surprised to see that you chose knowledge. What will you do? He said, no, I need knowledge. You can take wealth and fame. I don't need that. And angel said, hey, wealth, fame, come with me. He ordered wealth and fame to go back with him. And they denied. Wealth and fame said, no, I'm not going to come with you. And angel was shocked. He said, why? Why are you not coming with me? Wealth and fame, they said, wherever knowledge goes, we follow knowledge. Wherever knowledge goes, we follow knowledge. That's the beauty of knowledge. So you run behind knowledge, not wealth and fame. Because wealth and fame is running behind knowledge. If you run behind wealth and fame, you will lose knowledge. You will become nothing. You end up having some wealth and some fame, that's it. But still, intellectually you are nothing. You're still an idiot. Right? Don't be that. You follow knowledge. You run behind knowledge, and one day wealth and fame will run and come behind you, because you're running behind the real thing. Okay? And we are living in 21st century. You know what is the most important skill of 21st century? Learning how to learn is the most important skill of 21st century. You need to understand how to learn and then create exceptional, amazing results or outputs in your life. That's the best skill you can learn in 21st century. Yeah? What is the time now? 12:15. Okay. I did mention this. Imagination is more powerful than knowledge. I'll just do one activity and then pass it on to you. And we have a brain, right? How many brains do we have? One brain. Okay. And the brain has two parts. Left hemisphere, right hemisphere. Left brain, right brain. Okay. And every part of our body has a function. It has its own function. Likewise, brain has its own function. The left brain has its own function. The right brain has its own function. You know what left brain does? Left brain is analytic. Left brain is actually used to solve mathematics problems. Left brain is used to solve problems. Is logical. What is left brain? Left brain is logical. When you start applying logic, right? Hey, it's not like that. Hey, it's like that. It's that. You know, you are actually using left brain. Left brain is used to learn language. You're learning languages, you use left brain. Left brain is reasoning. You start reasoning, right? You start reasoning with friends, classmates, teachers, parents, and so on. So left brain is also used in science and math. Left brain is used in, okay, writing skills can be achieved through left brain. Numbering skills and left brain, the primary function of the left brain also is to control the right side of the part. Left brain controls what? Right side of the body. Okay. Now let's look at the right brain function. Right brain function is very creative, artistic. Okay? Creative, imaginative, intuitive, insightful, holistic thought, music, 3D forms, and then it functions. It controls the left part of the body. Now, do you need the functions of the brain? The brain has two parts: left hemisphere, right hemisphere. Left brain has different types of functions, and right brain has different types of functions. The primary function of the left brain is to control the right part of the body. The primary function of the right brain is to control the left part of the body. Okay. The moment I ask you a question, okay, you immediately start thinking, right? Fraction of seconds. And depending on the question type, you either use left brain or you either use right brain. And your eyes also move like this. Or it's the body language, right? That demonstrates how you think, which brain you actually are using, and what type of learner you are. There are different types of learners. Okay? You are a student and you are also a learner, right? The first learner is auditory learner. There are a lot of students, okay, teacher is teaching, they're like listening only. And then they're writing alarms. They're only listening, auditory learners. A lot of students, they are visual learners. They see and then they understand. A lot of students, they only listen and understand. A lot of students are visual learners. They see, understand, and then they follow. I'm a visual learner. Okay? Then the other students, they see, they listen, and then they believe in doing, practicing. Until unless they don't practice it, they don't understand. They are called as kinesthetic learners. Kinesthetic learners. Okay? And the other one are like research learners. They believe in researching. They don't stop there. Whatever teacher has taught, they go back and then they try to research. They try to find more information. They try to learn and do that. Right? So you are one of those learners. Some of you are research learners. Some of you are auditory learners. Some of you are kinesthetic learners. Some of you are visual learners. Now you decide what type of learner you are. Okay? I'm a visual learner. Now let's quickly do one simple activity. I know I wanted to share more details. Unfortunately, I don't have time, so I need to hand over the session to our next trainer. Let me teach you some of the brain exercises. Okay, so obviously you need to follow that, and because I mentioned something about the left brain functions, right brain functions. So let's try and do some of the super brain activities. Okay, are you ready? Yeah. There is something called a super brain break. Super brain break. I have created a break called as super brain break. Now, you need to follow this break after every 40-45 minutes. And this break duration is 5 minutes. And it is called as dreams. What is that? Dreams. I'll just show you what dreams is all about, and then I will wrap my session. See, the memory tips simple. You need to exercise, get good diet, right? Good sleep. You need to recall, then revise, keep revising, follow some techniques. Then you know what is chunking? You have a big topic, break it into small topics, and then try to understand and then remember. Okay. Then you have spaced repetition. Spaced repetition is nothing but you study today, right? Then try to recall after 1 hour. First recall. Then again try to recall after 3 to 6 hours. Second recall. Then try to recall the next day. Third recall. Then the third day, fourth recall. Then seventh day, fifth recall. Okay, you need to recall at least 5 times the same thing. That what will happen with this recall is the temporary memory temporary memory is here, permanent memory is here. Okay, in the hippocampus. The moment you recall information, the spaced repetition 5 times, right? You read something now, recall it after 40-50 minutes. First recall. Okay, then recall the same information in between 3 to 6 hours. After 3 to 6 hours. Second recall. Okay, third recall after 1 day. Fourth recall after 3 days. Fifth recall after 7 days. If you do this, then temporary information which is stored here in the temporary memory will be stored in the permanent memory, and you will not forget that. That's the beauty of recalling. That's the spaced repetition. And then start sharing the information with your friends, colleagues, classmates, and so on. How can you share information? You can explain the topic to someone, your friend. You can teach the topic to someone. Now, with this, you are understanding the topic better than the other person, and then ultimately you are recalling the information multiple times. So teaching is a very good technique to remember information. Then testing. Give textbook to someone and ask him or her to ask questions. Then you test your knowledge, you remember, right? Then you start answering to the question, then start, explaining all that stuff. That's the best way to remember information as well. Then keep learning new topics. Okay. Now, brain exercise. This is a simple exercise. Okay, I was talking about dreams. So this is a super brain break. So you need to do this break, take this break, and do dreams. It doesn't mean that you take a blanket, you sleep and dream. No, that's not the meaning. Okay, you have to follow this dreams technique. Are you ready? Okay. After 40 minutes of studies, take 5 minutes break. In those 5 minutes, you need to do dreams. D stands for drink water. Okay? D stands for drink water. How much time does it take to drink water? 10 seconds, 15 seconds. That's it, right? Or maximum 30 seconds. First thing you need to hydrate your body. Drink water. After 40 minutes of studies, right? Get up, go, take a glass of water, sit and drink water. Done. 15-20 seconds. Now R stands for recall. This is the first recall you do. Whatever you have studied, right? Just sit and recall, and it takes hardly 1 or 2 minutes. Maximum 2 minutes in whatever you studied in 40 minutes, just recall that. Okay? R, recall. E, exercise. Now, this exercise you need to do for 1 minute. Okay, I'll suggest you 2 exercises. The first exercise is lift leg, okay, right leg, touch left elbow, 1, left leg, right elbow, 2, and do this for 30 seconds. Okay, don't bend your body like this, straight. I'm not able to lift now because I'm wearing jeans. Okay, when you're at home, you will be in a very comfortable cloth, right? Then start doing this. Okay, this is going to help you, your brain, as well as it will keep your body flexible as well, and your tummy will go inside. That's the benefit. That's the first exercise. You need to do this for at least 30 seconds. In 30 seconds, you can do it for 30 times. Aram se. Easily you can do it, right? The next thing is, this is very important. Hold your earlobes, okay? Hold your earlobes and then do squats. Sit like this for 30 seconds, like at least 20-30 times, okay? Do this. Now what will happen is, this will make your brain stronger. Your brain cells will be stronger. In 1 minute, you have done 2 exercises. One is this, the other one is this, for 20-30 times. Okay? Every 40 minutes, 45 minutes, you need to do this. You will be active all the time and you will be able to grasp information fast and store information fast. Okay? A is activate. And you need to do this for 1 minute. Okay? Here, 2 minutes is gone here. 4 minutes is gone here. In total, 4 minutes is gone here. In order to activate your brain cells, what can you do? What can you do? You can do so many things. For example, if you have a tennis ball, right? Take tennis ball, okay? And then take 2 tennis balls and then start, catching that. Or, juggling, try to juggle. Or you have a ball, start hitting. Fast. Your brain cells will be activated. You'll be active, alert, always active and happy, because you are training your brain, right? That's very important. You can do that. And there are many other techniques you can follow, okay? Then next is meditate. Meditate for 1 minute. That's it. Sit straight. Okay? Close your eyes and always do this. I am. You're sending positive affirmations, messages to your brain. I am smart, I am active, I am energetic, I am young, I am amazing, I am beautiful, I am fantastic, I am intelligent, I am superb, I am excellent. Don't shout at home, okay? You have to say it loudly in your mind. And your parents will like, okay, what happened? What happened to you? What happened to you? Right? Don't do that, okay? You have to speak it loudly in your mind. Loudly in your mind. Sit straight, focus on your breath, and send these positive messages. I am strong, I am energetic, I am young, I am amazing, I am beautiful, I am stronger, I am smart, I am intelligent, I am fantastic, I am becoming a topper, I am becoming intelligent. Tell every good thing. Keep sending those positive messages to your brain for 1 minute, okay? 4 minutes is gone here. S is scent. You know what is scent? You know what is scent? Perfume. Fresh perfume. It makes your day like, you'll be refreshed. The moment you smell good perfume, you'll be like refreshed. Totally refreshed. In total, you're using 5 minutes of time beautifully. And you know what will happen with you? Number 1, your brain will be active, your brain cells will be active, you are getting fitter every now and then. Every 40-50 minutes, if you can do this for 5 minutes, that's more than enough. In a day, you'll be refreshed all the time. Like how you get up in the morning, you'll be refreshed after you get freshed, right? Likewise, you'll be fresh and refreshed and active every single time. You'll not feel like, no, nothing is going to happen. Okay? Now, plan your day. Mr. Roshan will come here and he will explain you how to plan your entire day and create a timetable, and also he will help you with some examination tips. And I hope this session was useful. Yeah, I had so many things to share. For me, I think 1 day is enough. I just got like almost 2 hours, which was not enough. I need full day to conduct lots of activities. Unfortunately, I did not find so much of time. But anyways, thank you so much for your valuable time. I truly appreciate it. And I wish you all the very, very best in all your future endeavors. I am sure and confident you are going to make yourself proud by scoring maximum marks. And then don't be disappointed if you score less marks, because that's not the end of the story, because that's only the beginning. And I'm sure and confident the more you learn, the more you grow. Keep learning, keep growing, and become intellectuals, become the smartest people on the planet, become the achievers, become successful people. And please remember to follow the great values. And finally, I will leave this with you with this thought: education with great values is the most powerful tool you and I, we all can use to change this entire world positively. With this, thank you so much, and you have a fantastic day.